Jaya Giri Prasad Jaya Giri Prasad Jaya Yashodananda Jaya Rajananda Jaya Jaya Rajananda Jaya Chodhananda Jaya Brajajananda Jaya Brajajananda Jaya Brajajananda Jaya Yashodananda Jaya Brajajananda Jaya Brajajananda
Divine grace से भक्ति वेदांत की जय और सरेंद्र की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधाकांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं सञ्चैतन्येश्वरम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, 4. Sorry. Thank you. 22, 4 to 22. Daksha curses Lord Shiva. He didn't do a good job. 4 to 22. गृहेषु कुता धर्मेषु शक्तो ग्राम्या सुखेश्चया कर्मतन्त्रं वितन्ते वेदवादा विपन्नति। You are the only one.
गृहेषु धर्मेषु
गृहेषु धर्मेषु
सक्तो ग्राम्या सुखैच्छया
सक्तो ग्राम्या सुखेच्छया
कर्मातन्त्रं वितन्ते
कर्मतन्त्रं वितन्ते
वेदावादा विपन्नति
वेदवादा वितन्ते। गृहेषु in household life, Bhuta dharmeshu of pretentious religiosity, Shatta, being attracted, Ram means Sukha Ichhaya, by desire for material happiness, Karma Tantra, fruitive activities, Vitanote, he performs, Vedavad, by the explanations of the Vedas, Vipannadihi, intelligence being lost. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Pretentiously religious householder life in which one is attracted to material happiness and thus also attracted to the superficial explanation of the Vedas robs one of all intelligence and attaches one to fruitive activities as all in all. Purport. Persons who identify with bodily existence are attached to the fruitive activities described in the Vedic literature. For example, in the Vedas, it is said one who observes the Chaturmasya vow will attain eternal happiness in the heavenly kingdom. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that this flowery language of the Vedas mostly attracts persons who identify with the body. To them, such happiness as that of the heavenly kingdom is everything. They do not know that beyond. Sir, please. Go ahead.
Check.
In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that this flowery language of the Vedas mostly attracts persons who identify with the body. To them, such happiness as that of the heavenly kingdom is everything. They do not know that beyond that is the spiritual kingdom or the kingdom of God, and they have no knowledge that one can go there. Thus, they are bereft of transcendental knowledge. Such persons are very careful in observing the rules and regulations of household life in order to be promoted in the next life to the moon or other heavenly planets. It is stated here that such persons are attached to Grame Sukha, which means material happiness, without knowledge of eternal blissful spiritual nature. So this is a verse spoken by a great devotee of the Lord, whose name was, who spoke this verse, whose name was Nandishwar. He is a very favorite devotee of Lord Shiva. So this is a very sad situation where Daksha is no more in this and all. Daksha has already done his job and he left. He came, he blasphemed and he left. That's what he did. Came to the assembly, blasphemed Lord Shiva, banged. Wherever he like banged it and left and went back to his. And he he found fault in Brahmaji, he found fault in Lord Shiva. And he cursed Lord Shiva also. And he said, Lord, oh Shiva, I curse you that when the oblations are being offered to all the devatas, nobody will offer their share to you. In a very derogatory way, actually, he cursed Lord Shiva. And then he banged and then left back to his home. Lord Shiva is unaffected. But Nandishwar did the right thing. And what is the right thing he did? He said, those who act out of envy, those who, all the Brahmanas, Nandishwar actually very angry. I mean, this is Lord Shiva, he is like master. And Daksha called Lord Shiva that you are an envious person. So he is like listening. And then he cursed and became very angry. And this is what he is telling to the assembly, to Daksha who has already left. And in the next verse, we'll see tomorrow, he actually curses Daksha. He says, all right, you curse Lord Shiva that you will not get. I curse you that you will very soon have a goat head. Very soon you are going to have a goat head. And then he cursed all the Brahmanas also. Like Nandishwar is like very upset. And Lord Shiva didn't like that. Lord Shiva, he Lord Shiva is perfect at his side and Nandishwar is perfect at his side. Lord Shiva is like, why this? Why are you cursing and counter cursing? And Nandishwar is perfect at his side. That if a pure devotee of the Lord is criticized, then one should not stick that. Otherwise, one also becomes the part of the take the part of the offense. So he is like, and he is calling here pretentious religious householders. So first thing he is calling Daksha is you're pretentious. Why? Because you are following so many Vedic rituals, but for what purpose are you doing it? For your material happiness, in which one is attached to material happiness, and thus also attracted to the superficial expansion of the Vedas, robs one of all intelligence and attaches one to fruitive activities as all in all. And that person who is pretentious, he thinks that fruitive activities is all in all. There are two kind of pretension. One kind of pretension. What does pretension means? Um, Pretentious religious principles means they seem to be very religious, but actually they are not doing it for the purpose of religion. They are doing it for their sense gratification, and they are very much attached to the results. And here it is gram mein sukha. The They are very much attached to material happiness. So one kind of pretension is what common people do. And common people have no idea that they're not following any religion, but they are following pretension. General householders. They go to temple, they have certain desires. And if somebody says about spiritual life, they say, yes, we are very spiritual, we do arati puja all the time. Mm. But then they don't know that they're not actually following religious principles. But they just think that they are following religious principles. Another pretension is the pretension which practicing devotees may have, which is very subtle. But they have a desire to come out of that pretension. An example of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. Radha Gopiya, without Gaura Hari, Shri Prabhupada. And the example of pretension that devotees may have, like Raghunath Das Goswami says, the first thing that goes is the six enemies. As we practice devotional service, the six enemies goes away. And then he says, after the six enemies are gone, then this pretension may remain. And this pretension is when one is performing devotional service, but one is enthusiastic about devotional service because of some material gain that one is gaining from one's devotional service. And that's what drives one's devotional service. This is what Raghunath Das Goswami describes this as hypocrisy. It is said that in Kali Yuga, like as we go from Satya Yuga to Treta to Dwapar to Kali, Dharma stands on four pillars. And three are broken. In Kali Yuga, only one pillar remains. That pillar is truthfulness. And that truthfulness is also broken because of this pretentious religious practices, or hypocrisy, or deceit. And it is said that Kali thrives on hypocrisy, and quarrel. And Kali thrives on hypocrisy and quarrel means he will infuse the effect of Kali is he will infuse people to become hypocritical. And that's how Kali will progress. So it's like more hypocrisy means Kali is more progressive. And so this pretentious religious principles, now naturally devotees, now we have hypocrisy. We have a lot of hypocrisy. But then We don't want it, but this is what is called, like how Prabhupada would call as conditioning. We don't want hypocrisy, but we have it. What is hypocrisy in devotees' life? Any examples of hypocrisy in devotees' life? Can someone share some examples? It's there everywhere actually. Like, what is true religious principle? What is true religious principle? True religious principle. And what is hypocritical? How does hypocrisy creeps in? True religious principle is some siddhi bharitoshan. When everything is done for the pleasure of Krishna. And where does hypocrisy or pretension lies is when things are done apparently for the pleasure of Krishna, but there is some. We are also in our devotional service to Krishna. We are also attached to the material happiness in that devotional service. So this is like how. Um, now, one difference is being hypocritical is different from being genuine. Being genuine means yes, um, I'm not a devotee. I'm conditioned and my service is not pure. So here at least we are not acting on hypocrisy. That is great actually. Even if we are doing devotional service and not like taking credit for it. That was good. Any example of hypocritical or pretentious devotional service? Yes, please.
I have a desire to eat something, and I'll tell, make it for Krishna. So I didn't do it. Actually it's my desire that I want to eat something. I will make it with, I sound like I am so much, I would offer it to Krishna like that.
And how can this hypocrisy go away in this case?
By thinking it as a Krishna person.
Or it's like I'm cooking and then I say, Prabhu, I have no desire. I don't know Krishna and I have no desire to offer it to Krishna. I'm only sense gratified and that's what I like to do, but I don't have any devotion. So at least when we accept, if we say, Prabhu, this is for only for Krishna, then there is certain emptiness in our heart that Paramatma tells us, then Kali will thrive in our lives. Then quarrelsome and this we just need to identify, and that's why opposite of pretension is truthfulness, no? Genuine, like okay. Now we cannot deny the fact that our devotional service is mixed with desire to enjoy anything, right? Like whether we do kirtan, is it for the pleasure of Krishna? Actually, very small amount, right, Ravi? What do you think? We may go for like we may help to spread the message of the holy name. Is it for the pleasure of Krishna? Hmm. Pleasure of Krishna is like little bit, but actually what motivates us in any devotional service is our enthusiasm comes because maybe there is some material angle to it, and that material angle really gives us motivation. Yeah, I really want to do. Why? It's some material angle and there is some satisfaction. Maybe the more we are advanced, the more satisfaction. Otherwise, it's mostly but it's Krishna centered, sanctioned by Shastra and Guru. So it's right thing to do. But then there is one angle, and genuine means, Prabhu, I'm doing. Genuine means you see the truth. Okay? Genuine means you see the truth. You see the Yeah, bro. Oh, Prabhu, you are doing so great. Oh, my very much. There is nothing of value in me. But then this is like uh, the difference between devotees and others. The devotees accept that they are not devotees. The outsiders, they accept that they are devotees. You see, there is a pretension. In devotees, they accept, no, no, Prabhu, we are not devotees. Outsiders say, हम तो कृष्ण भक्त." Like English Prabhu says, यहाँ 25 साल से फुल टाइम कर रहे हैं तो अभी इतना मुश्किल है कृष्ण भक्त बनना ऐसे थोड़ी ना आसानी से कृष्ण भक्त बन जाते हैं लोग it takes a lot to do that. So here Nandishwar is calling Daksha as pretentiously religious household. Okay, he is following the Vedas very nicely. He is doing whatever he said. But then there is pretension because he's attached. He's attached to his fame, the results, and Prabhupada says these people are very much attached to. They do another angle of pretentious religious principles is if there is a material happiness from like okay, for example, Damodar Ashtakam. We do Damodar Ashtakam. And we do those benefits. And what those benefits is um, one offering lamb to Damodar will relieve you from your sins, will 100,000 Ashwamedha Yagya you do and you will get this benefit and this. So actually devotees don't like those things because they want to offer the lamb not because they get the benefit of 100,000 Ashwamedha Yagya. They offer lamb because it's Damodar. And yeah, and just I want to offer lamb to Damodar out of love. Like if you see um, Damodar Ashtakam, no pretentious religious principles. Neither do I want Narayan, nor do I want Vaikuntha. I just come in and just want to serve with this Gopal form. I just want to remember, but he rejects this. I don't want this. So no, but those benefits, they are not. If somebody hears those and they feel like, yeah, I must really, then there is like that material angle is motivating. Yes. I did my part of speaking 15 minutes. It really makes sure not more than 15 minutes because I don't have anything to speak. Okay. There any discussions? Any discussion? Anybody want to add, Rosie?
I don't know, I just want to ask you more. Can you elaborate on the, like how to really get rid of this pretentious behavior? Because sadhu is, in one sense, a devotee is and alone or in public he is pursuing this. And I can just speak for myself because I'm always conscious about what will they think, what will people around me will think, or how to really get rid of that mentality of constantly in that situation being judged or or being watched. I'm obviously I understand that I'm still a practicing trying to become devotee as you very rightly mentioned. Any practical tips that you have come across to really work towards this? That don't worry about things so much about others. Worry about your own, conscious, and you have to kind of live with yourself rather than living for.
I mean, I thought your question one way, but then I thought it another way. So is your question that we are more conscious when we are around devotees and we want, like, we have this feeling of being judged or how they perceive us, and that's why we want to act in a way that we are not perceived in a negative way?
Yeah, I want to be the best version of myself when people are around.
I know.
But when I'm alone, I'm like slacking. Okay, it's okay. I will. It's nobody's watching. I can do certain things. Like how to really get rid of that mentality that I'm really doing it for Krishna, not for something else. and not for others to observe, or when I'm alone also, it's equally important, even so more important when I'm alone.
So this reminds me of the example of Jadava. What he would do is, there is a feeling in his heart. I heard that he doesn't want people to perceive him positive. Because how the mind says, the mind wants us to present in the best possible way. And then Jad Bharat, it's natural for everyone. So Jad Bharat is like taking the opposite route. So he doesn't want to give chance of mind to trick him in that way, that he um, so he's acting in a way that no people perceive him opposite of what he is. He's like covering himself up. So there is one angle of Jada Bharat and one angle of myself. One is like he's acting in a way that he covers himself.
That's not so practical though, right? In the worldly life, to be somebody like trying to cover, yeah. Like how do you implement that constantly?
But the theme is whatever the mind says, if we identify what the mind is saying, then we want to give the mind the opposite to what the mind wants. So theme remains the same. For him, it's an extreme, like everything that, like we see all the saints covered, Rishabdev covered, Sukadeva Goswami covered, Jayavardhan covered. I mean, they cannot, Jayavardhan is like opposite. Others are covered. Like everybody think they are like Sukadeva Goswami, thinking, he's madman or something. Same with Rishabdev, um, 11th kingdom, huh? Avanti Brahman, huh? Avanti Brahman, all covered. They are treating them in a way. Saraswati Thakur says, more we cover, more we get. More we like others perceive, it goes out, and we feel like चला गया यार इतनी मेहनत से कुछ आया था चला गया. Why? Because it is bhakti. Generally, I mean, but I'm talking about myself, for sadhakas. Bhakti can be used for one's self-gratification. The positive effect of bhakti can be used for one's mental satisfaction or ego satisfaction. And when bhakti is not used for the right purpose, Krishna is pleased. Krishna will give us. And then when it is used for not whatever Krishna gives, not to use that and serve Krishna more deeply with a deeper consciousness. But when it is used for an external show, then we lose it. This journey continues for decades. It's so complex, actually.
श्लोका is there, oh Janma,
बहुजन्म करे श्रवण कीर्तन तब बना पाए कृष्ण प्रेम. And and that's where I feel like um, I think from the time and sincerity. I feel like those who are able to hide themselves, like if you see, Srila Prabhupada was expert at hiding. He would speak, glorify Krishna, but he would hide something he would not able to hide, but he would like Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are also covered flames. Like one example I remember, uh, there was a king and there was this Ved. He was asking for some question regarding with some doctor question, and he was telling him do this in this way. And then somebody came and started fanning the king, and no, not putting it in. He started fanning the king. So he went into like when he saw the peacock feather, fanning. He saw the peacock feather and then he just like covered flame. He fell down from a raised dais, and the king became very much like he is not like he just only the name comes once. He's like not like a famous one of the close associates of the man. And then he fell down. King became very much surprised. Hey, this is a bad and what happened to him?
The king is Muslim king.
Ah. So he ran down and he asked him, sir, what happened suddenly? You just fell down from the dais. Are you okay? He said, no, I get this mental fits. And sometimes I just lose myself. And but Chaitanya king understood that this is his love for Krishna. In a way, I've also seen like the mind wants, like the reason there is like the best is because how we are perceived in others. So mind wants that angle of being perceived positively. But those who don't, like I'm just speaking theoretically about you, like pure devotees, because they don't want anything, they are perceived really, really positive. And it's like Krishna sitting in the heart. It's it is said that when we look for something, the result that we get is opposite. But when we don't look for something, then what we get, what we are not looking for, and Krishna gives us. So here he's trying to be a covered flame, but then the king understood. If he's trying to be perceived in a way, then the king will feel uncomfortable, or maybe like king may develop envy, like Maharaj says, how that may bring envy in the heart of others, although it seems like it is going to bring some positive view of ourselves in their eyes, brings envy of others. And when all covered flames becomes uncovered by Krishna's mercy, and they are captured in Bhagavata. They're all covered flames. For ages for ages they are being uncovered and continue for the rest of 10,000 years. They'll be uncovered and uncovered and uncovered and uncovered. So like Sri Thakur says, when we um, like when we show, we lose something. But then it's very hard to maintain bhakti. Krishna gives, but very hard to retain it. Comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. Because Maharaj says, um, Maharaj gives an example of um, it converts into pride, but when we get something. And then Maharaj gives an example of inverted ball with holes. So when mercy comes, we cannot hold it, and it's like inverted bowl falls. Mercy is coming, falls. And Maharaj says humility is like a ball. So when mercy comes, we receive it and we can hold it and we can keep it with us. But I'm talking about myself. The ball is like this. So we may do
Upside down.
we may be very sincere coming from Mangalarti every day doing this and mercy comes. like 10 साल हो गया 20 साल हो गया यार कुछ मर्जी आने से पहले जाने का समय सब पता लग जाता है before it comes we know tomorrow is going away. It's like we don't have the capacity to hold it, and that's why this bhakti itself prepare us, so we can hold more and more and more.
That's one angle of what is the other angle you say? There are two things you say, but this is
Yeah, other angle is little bit more extreme where um, when we are alone, we are really doing things unfavorable for bhakti. That's like more extreme side to it, like it's a clear um, hypocritical. And clear hypocrisy means When in front of others, we accept the glory that I am a nice devotee, wearing nice dhoti, kurta tilak, and presenting myself very nicely, and then we are kind of hiding ourselves. That is like a clear case of hypocrisy. And then we, like, as we grow, then it becomes like we identify and we accept. So we don't act on hypocrisy, but we realize that um, I have anarthas. I have anarthas. I'm acting on this. I'm fallen. But beginning stage is more like there is clear hypocrisy. Then we just accept. Then it becomes subtle, but at least the heart is getting to some extent purified that we are realizing and we are trying not to act on it. And we are not acting on it, that itself is sincerity. And rest is like Rupa Goswami says, dhairya. तो धैर्य मुश्किल है, बहुत लंबा धैर्य चाहिए, लगे लगे Amen.
Thank you so much. Very nice.
Spoken anything wrong, please forgive me as an Thank
Completely taken the opposite position. Our sanskar is more on not Brahmana and Shyamananda.
you.
There is a challenge. So there is a condition coming with the previous life. And I'm coming like this, and I want to go up in my consciousness. But that is only possible if I'm not on Brahmana, if I'm not Krishna, if I'm preaching, because that affects Krishna more. Because of this conditioning, even I don't want to be recognized, people will claim. I'm not, I want to be that children, but at the same time, people will get ready. And the mind is always with the biggest enemy. And then that keeps talking saying, look at that. So sometimes it feels to be internal conscious, I want to be living silent. I don't want to come in mind. That's okay. I want to serve, do simple service, and then get out. So that people don't recognize what am I doing and what is it. The moment you speak is a problem. Sometimes you feel you hold on. Just do a problem and then get out. How do you balance it out? Because being good is to follow his instruction, and every time when you go spiritual master's instruction is do Krishna to others. I want to do it, but the conditional concept, so you understand what I'm saying. So how do I balance it out? I don't want to get there, but at the same time, ultimately, I want to develop my smartness towards Krishna.
Pretty Maharaj, like Yogi Prabhu gave an example. I was relating. One lady went to Maharaj and she told Maharaj, they gave me the post of either like lead of say preaching or the temple or something, and Maharaj, I'm afraid of taking this post and so much glories will come and I may not be able to take it and I may fall down somewhere. I don't want this. But at the same time, devotees asked me to take this. What should I do? Then Maharaj said, it's not about the externals. Maharaj said, like Prabhuji always quote, a beggar may be proud of a begging pot. We may be bhajanandi and we may have 3-4 people and with them only we may get, those things may come out. Or one person we know or maybe close family members or somewhere. So it's not really about preaching or externals. Maharaj says. Maharaj says it's just that transformation of that consciousness itself. Like the transformation of that, what we are carrying, like we say, you said, but we are carrying from previous lives and certain thing. So that itself has to be transformed at a root level, but that will manifest independent of all externals. And preaching will give you way faster mercy to overcome that. Some people think like that I don't need to preach. If I don't preach, I can really grow well, but they will have difficulties. But somebody who is like trying to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu has come to give. And Nityananda Prabhu is like, Dasturi Hai Mo Ami Purna Bekam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling, come with me. Nitai has opened a marketplace of holy name. I'll take it to him. Then I will hand it over to you. He will give you the holy name and he will give me the story. And that's how I'll make problems. So he's telling everybody, come, I'll take you to Neta. He has opened a market.
What?
Portion,
Oh,
commission.
commission.
So I'll, Nitai says, you brought? Okay, this way he was. So I'll just keep the commission, and that's how I will be Anand. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Then I'll become Anand and I'll Bhaja Vrindavan. But first, we need to get commission. And that was like the easiest way for me. Our very difficult to make. I mean, everyone has a particular nature, but at the same time, the mood of like Radhanath Maharaj is both Goshanandi and Bhajanandi. And like what Krishna Prabhu says, good Bhajanandi is good Goshanandi. So we try, our goal is not just preaching. Our real goal is bhajan. But then we may not have the taste to bhajan, do bhajan for 24 hours. After maybe 32 hours, then again we have time. But then if you don't have proper engagement, then the mind will, any empty space, the mind will take us to maybe our previous conditioning, or we may do something Prabhuji was mentioning that may not be very favorable for us. But we need proper engagement. Like minute of free time is not good. But a proper engagement, whatever free time we have, do more bhajan and outreach. Outreach is a lot of mercy because Mahaprabhu says, I'm looking for some help. I have brought so many foods, I don't want to take it back. Please help me distribute. And you're like, my God, what can I do? Like Manu told, Brahman created so many sons and they all were like, we don't want to procreate, we don't want. Manu said, Father, what can I do for you? So Brahmaji says, all my blessings to you. Because you are actually, your unreserved surrender. You are actually doing what I want. So all my blessings to you. So Mahaprabhu also wants. So when we go and he says, my Lord, okay, I'll take the pain. What can I do? Then Mahaprabhu says, I'm like, Mahaprabhu is ready. Like how much mercy Prabhupada get. Actually, Prabhupada got actually. Like we always give an example, Prabhupada could have been Vrindavan in the old age of his life. But what he did is, in spite of hard work, and this. And Prabhupada was, the result of that is when Prabhupada came, Prabhupada was always in tears. In lecture, Jayarara Maharaj is at the mercy of Nitai. Prabhupada is experiencing so much, like so much. Like Sasai Thakur says, it will be good for them, it will be good for you. Good for you means we also will get a lot of mercy from that. So Prabhupada is experiencing so much more by sharing. And Kalaganta, one Kalaganta Prabhu was mentioning, one disciple asked Kalaganta Prabhu that some of them are like, some of Prabhupada disciples are like way high consciousness, and some are aspiring for that high consciousness, and some are like not so enthusiastic. It's after 40 years. Same question was asked to Sasai Thakur also. That some are making more progress, some are making less progress. And Kalakanta Prabhu said because they don't have mentees. So Kalakanta Prabhu said when you have somebody whom you are taking care of, it is very good for our own spiritual progress. He says because some of them don't have mentees. And if you're not preaching, then how do we get mentees? So we need to thoroughly preach and then help others go forward, help others go forward, help others go forward. We are not qualified, but do it as a service. Be Bhajanandi and share. Be Bhajanandi and share. Kalakanta Prabhu says that will give you enthusiasm to keep going on for the. If we are able to do like this for till the end of the life, that is great actually. And if we are focused, like Prabhupada says, mind can be controlled if you are focused on how to spread the mission, how to spread the mission. Prabhupada, he says mind can be controlled because we're always thinking. Our mind cannot be absorbed in Krishna at this point of time. I mean, talking about myself. When we hear, when we read, that time we may think of Krishna, but then all the time our mind does not have that adhikar to think of Krishna all the time. But the mind can think of Krishna's service all the time. But mind can think of Krishna all the time. So first comes service. And the service translate into Krishna, because service is not different from Krishna. But Prabhupada said like unripe mango and ripe mango. It's just a matter of realization where it gradually matures. Thank you. Forgive me. Thanks. We'll end here. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhaktavrinda ki jai. Gaur Prabhupada ki jai. Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai. Okay.